All right, what's going on? As always, I am late, so no surprise there. We're gonna make this a quick one because I am not feeling great. Okay, as soon as I mentioned that I was gonna do a live, as soon as I guess put it out there, my computer started messing up. I feel sick. I so many things happened. So I don't know if it's witchcraft or karma. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm just not feeling up to it right now. But we're gonna do a quick, simple live. I have uh, Purely Nanda has like some things that she wanted to throw out, so I'm gonna just invite her so she could voice her opinion. I'm sorry if you fell asleep waiting, but hey, I'm here. We're here. We're doing this. Of course, everyone already knows all the stuff that happened, so I'm not gonna go ahead and like dig into that. Everyone has said what they want to say about it. I'm not gonna uh, rehash it. What happened has nothing to do with me. I'm just, giving my opinion on it here. And just a reminder, any money that I make from January to the end of February is going to go to the Cyber Smile Foundation, so we can at least do some good with talking about all this gossip and drama and stuff like that. It's going to go to a good cause to help individuals deal with cyberbullying. So that's going to be one good thing there. Um, Okay, I think really Nanda wanted to come on, and I have a couple of questions for her about this kind of stuff, about like, the cyberbullying, the stalking, and stuff like that happened with Mr. John Allen and Jaime and everyone else who's involved, and all the rumors that are going out there, all the warrants and stuff like that. I'm not going to dig too much into it now. Maybe some other time. Maybe like when the arrests start happening and stuff. I don't know much. Okay, I talk to people on both sides. Both sides, give me tidbits here and there. They don't give me the full thing because they feel that, because I talked to side A, I'm gonna go give them all the information on side A. Because I talked to side B, I'm gonna go take all the information out there. So they both give me like little details, but with that, I'm able to put the puzzle pieces together and figure out what's really going on. So let me see. I think my guest host, it's trial basis. It's here. Hold on. Hey, what's going on?
Okay. Hey, everybody.
So, the title of my video, I don't know if you're able to see it on your end, is Online Should Stay Online. And that's what I've always said, like, the joking around, the making memes, the back and forth, the parodies, the satire pages. I think I'm fine with that. I don't think it's that bad unless it's going like into, your family and personal information being given out there. But we've seen it with other people, and then we saw today that once it becomes something physical and you're actually taking actions and steps to finding out where these individuals are at all times, and I'm saying it on both sides, because both sides have claimed that they've been stalked. Both sides have claimed people showing up at their houses doing vandalism and stuff like that. So I'm not saying poor side A, poor side B. I'm talking about in general. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think people have to learn not to live, like I said before, with their ego right here. And if you can't take a joke, don't get in it, and it's such a touchy subject. I think a lot of people knew what had been going on with Mr. Allen for a very long time, and a lot of people were hoping for this day to come. This is why we had that talk last time. We can play online, but you cannot be taking what is happening online, if you have a little bad joke with each other, into reality. And people have to watch who you're joining forces with. I don't talk at all to that other side at all. But you have to be very careful. And then everybody's in these group chats, and if somebody's doing or acting out heinous acts and you're in that group chat, you can get yourself in some trouble. So you need to be careful. But at the same time, I'm sure what Mr. Allen had been up to was not the first. It's not new. Everybody knows what he's been up to, I'm sure. I've heard some chatter already today.
Mhm.
And so he's been up to this for quite a few years now, right? And he's been able to get away with it. And so
Okay, but I think
I'm really happy.
I think this is where we differ a little bit, because I'm more about like the justice aspect of it. A lot of people are saying like, Vanessa's innocent, she shouldn't be attacked. I'm not saying that she needs to be attacked, but I think she does have to answer for things that she's done. She does need to have her day in court without pushing it back so many times. And I think that's what upsets everyone that want to keep tabs on her just in case she's out there, trying to do something that she shouldn't be. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying I think that's where all this started, was just keeping tabs on her. And
Well,
the stalking on either side is bad. I'm not saying like, oh, this side's going too far, this side's not going far enough. It shouldn't be at all. There shouldn't be any stalking on either side of it. And I'm not turning into a Vanessa sympathy page. I think that there's still a lot that she needs to answer for. But what I think is there's going to be two sides to this argument, and that's why I brought you on, because I needed someone to bounce this idea off of, because the chat's usually on a delay here with when I'm speaking live. There's going to be one side here that I'll use Vanessa an example. I don't want to make this all about John Allen, because this started with Vanessa. People say Vanessa's innocent because she hasn't had her day in court. Vanessa's innocent because she hasn't been found guilty of anything. Okay, that's their opinion there. But then there's people saying that she's guilty because she's done this and she's done that and she's done all these things. The way it goes is innocent until proven guilty. So as much as people might be upset and not like it, technically she's still innocent because she hasn't been convicted of anything. Now with Mr. Allen's situation, there's going to be one side saying that he's guilty, that he's insane, and another side saying that he's completely innocent. The thing is, on the two sides, it's going to be one side that says Vanessa's guilty, but John Allen's innocent, and then the other side of that coin is going to be that Vanessa's guilty, John Allen's innocent. The other one's going to be the other way around, the vice versa. That Vanessa's, what is it? I already forgot what side was guilty. But you get what I'm trying to say, to where it has to be both ways. If you want to call Vanessa innocent, then you have to call John Allen innocent. If you want to call Vanessa guilty, you need to say that John Allen's guilty as well. People are gonna want to have their own narrative and call it their own way, and that's why like I wanted to see what you thought about that, because it's gonna happen. One side's gonna say that John Allen's innocent. Let's keep going after Vanessa because she's guilty. There's gonna be one side that says, hey, John Allen's guilty, but let's fight for Vanessa over here. So, I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, what side is it? Like, what is it?
Well, I think what we're looking at right now.
Mm-hmm. Your mic cut off.
Oh. No?
You're still coming in low.
How about now?
Okay, there you go.
So, and I'm sorry, it's my other earbuds.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta break out the old one. So, we're looking at
Yeah, you're cutting off completely. No.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
A little bit more.
Okay. So what we're looking at right now is the justice system, and someone is innocent until proven guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not our.
Yeah, you're cutting off again.
Oh, happens every time.
Okay. I just want to talk about Ophelia Painter. I don't know if you have another mic or something. But it's not about Vanessa and John. It's about John doing this to several people.
Right, and that's
Uh,
why he was arrested. He has a pattern. He has a pattern of behavior, and finally, somebody who knows how much more heinous acts he committed that law enforcement was doing. So yes,
And then-
we did together.
And then fake profile brought up something that I don't believe John isn't acting alone. That I believe John isn't acting alone. We know these secret group chats. I've shown screenshots that people have sent me from secret group chats. Like you said, it's out there. Like once it never stays in the group. Because there was that group, that Peacock Ladies, that happened back in November. I was getting two different people sending me screenshots, and I'm throwing it out there. It was not the Mayor Petite. I don't think she types that much in the group, so I don't think I didn't even know about it until she called me, crying, saying like, "Why am I blaming her for releasing the information?" I was like, man, like I've never spoken to you. We don't have any issues, and believe me, I'm assuring you that it's not you that I'm getting it from. I put it out there. No one's gonna believe me either way. But I have the screenshot to where it shows that she's not the one who's sending the messages, because like when you're in the chat, it shows like, okay, the right side is like what you're typing and the left side is what other people are typing. On the left side, it's all the mayor. Like the few times that she typed, it was the mayor, it wasn't her. But that's completely something out there. It's just that I know that she constantly gets blamed for that, and I wish she wouldn't get blamed for it. Wouldn't they have to have proof to arrest him? Yeah, they don't arrest anyone without proof. So maybe if he was watching somebody was also watching him, and then that could just turn into like a whole everyone's always watching each other kind of situation, like a Big Brother situation. And that's terrifying, and it's a little unnecessary for a little flame war that's happening online.
Can you hear me?
Opinion. Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay. What they have to have? Yeah, they have to have proof.
Yeah. So if there was an arrest made, there should have been proof. I'm sure that's going to be released in the next couple of days. I'm not digging into it, but I have like other people like telling me what's going on, like on both sides there. I'm not going to get too much into it because then I need my sources. I don't understand why you're bringing Vanessa into this. I was just using her as an example because there's, on both sides, they all have different feelings towards Vanessa, and I'm just showing that, similar to how both sides have different feelings about John Allen, same with Vanessa. So I'm using her as an example, so it wouldn't be just, oh, Didi's only talking about John Allen, he's going after John Allen. Like, no, I'm talking about broad. Like, I'm using, Vanessa, because I think Vanessa's known more generally than John Allen is.
Well, so when it comes to Vanessa and her own charges, I don't know for how long now I've been telling people, leave Vanessa alone, leave her in peace. That's her business. Whether she's guilty or not, that's her business, right? Everybody has a right to privacy,
Yeah.
And so that's her business. So
okay, but let me play devil's advocate here, because I know people are going to say this. Vanessa puts all her life out there. She, gives all her information out there. She speaks her mind, and I'm not bashing her. I'm just saying that someone's going to have this rebuttal to what you're saying. So I'm just trying to skip
No, and I understand, and I'll say this again. Yes, Vanessa has a digital creator platform, but if you get to know Vanessa, you hear Vanessa's story, start looking and digging into the rabbit hole, you start to see a couple things. And I think some things are gonna, now that Mr. Allen's gone down, I think a lot more stuff is gonna start to come out. I'm actually drinking wine. I'm glad, because Mr. Allen has been creating and participating in acts. Nobody had this much.
You're cutting off again.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit, but you sound far away. Like you sound like your microphone's in a washing machine or something.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Okay, there we go. Whatever you did, it fixed it.
So, yeah, it's my headset. Watch they 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 let a lot, and I'm surprised he get away with so much that they've done. And once again, I applaud Jaime. I applaud the people for taking him in and making it fun because he is a menace. He really is. And who knows how many? I mean, for somebody, from my understanding, the chatter I was hearing, he's been paying a lot of people to do some bad stuff. And if he's been doing that, if anybody knows about it, I would highly recommend to bring that into law enforcement. Really do. Because this individual, I know he was previously a veteran, but unfortunately, he's not very well right now in his mind. He's been pertaining or incriminating himself into a lot of heinous acts. He's been paying for stuff to happen. He's just not a good person at all. And if somebody knows that he's doing what he shouldn't be doing, and they're heinous acts, and they have proof of it, yes, take that to local law enforcement so that all that can get handled, and we can keep, not me, but somebody off the street. Continuously done this. He's been doing this to finesse y'all. Last time I heard him alive, and I never liked the guy since but he made it on a live. He said that he's known something about Vanessa stuff for over 10 years.
You keep cutting off. I don't think anyone's been able to understand you for like the last minute.
Can you hear me now?
No, you're cutting off. I don't know if the stream's gonna work because it keeps cutting off. But
how about now?
A little bit better. But the general thing of what you said is like, if people have any evidence, you come forward. Like, I've heard a bunch of different things like over the past 2 days. I'm not throwing it out there because I like to have a little bit of confirmation that it's real, because anyone could just say anything nowadays. So I try and talk mostly to her when I have the facts out there. I don't just throw everything out there for the views, for the attention, or anything like that. Like, I had heard that he had been arrested, and I was like, okay, but like, I don't have any proof. So like, if he's arrested, if you say he's arrested, fine. Once I got the confirmation, I was like, okay, then I made a post about it. Same thing when Jaime was arrested. Like, I kept on hearing it all over the place that he was arrested. I was like, okay, like, if I get proof, I'll find out. That was when I called myself, and there's all the rumors about like all the different warrants that he had and the federal warrants. So I called myself and got the proof for that, and that's what I shared. That's what I try and do on this platform instead of just gossiping and all that kind of stuff. Difference is that Vanessa didn't stalk anyone.
John Allen has been paying people for many of years to stalk Vanessa and other people, and he's been doing it himself. And it's a well-known issue with that man, and nobody's been able to.
Okay, and someone's asking, is there really a warrant for Ofelia Moreno, not a painter? I've heard the rumors. I still have my connections with the investigators and the warrant office in McAllen. Maybe I'll give them a call and see what they could tell me, since a lot of that stuff can't be confirmed over the phone. But maybe I'll pull in a favor and get the confirmation of that warrant. But see, like, that's something I could have easily ran with. I know other pages have ran with it and stuff, but if I don't know it's true, I don't feel good about just throwing it out there just to say it.
RGB threw it out there already.
Yeah, I need to talk to them. I need to see if they got the confirmation on that. They're usually good on that information, so I feel confident in it. But I like finding out for myself rather than hearsay. And nothing against RGB Justice. I've spoken to them before, and I don't have any issues with them. Does she have a warrant out for her? I haven't heard that. Like, that's one thing I haven't heard. I've heard other people in that group have different warrants on them, but I haven't heard that. But I can't confirm nor deny because I know nothing about it. But yeah, it's all fun and games until it's not fun and games anymore. Like, it's only fun until somebody gets hurt. I hope this doesn't incite more stalking, more violence on either side. No one should be getting hurt for this, online drama. I mean, if you're having an issue with what someone's saying to you online, just turn off the computer, go live your life instead of worrying about what anonymous profile that you don't even know are saying about you.
Well, what's going on with this is that it was something going on, in the real world, and then it got to where it got put up on bloggers, on hot mics, to bring more people, and that's that narcissistic personality disorder, where they'll drag as many people as they can to publicly hurt and humiliate someone because they love watching that person hurt. It's a really messed up mindset these people have sometimes, and that's what happened. This was a war or feud that was getting carried out on the streets, and then it came into the virtual world. And then now they're pulling all these people into it. We had this talk where, warning people that you need to be careful what kind of feuds you're getting into because you don't know the truth behind it. And just because somebody online is telling, oh, yeah, so-and-so did this, or oh, yeah, this, you can get yourself in trouble. And then the acts, like people go just way too far, and John Allen is that man. And I put it out the other day. You need to be careful with people. You need to be careful with people, and he's that guy. And Mercedes PD wouldn't have picked him up for nothing. They had enough evidence to bring him in, and I'm sure there's a lot more out there that needs to get thrown out so that he needs to he needs to be put in his little cell for a little bit.
Okay, I heard two different things. Jaime said that he was the one who pressed the charges. I was under the assumption when all this happened that it was Vanessa who had finally, pressed charges and stuff like that. So far, I think it's only Jaime. I need to reach out to him. To see if there was any evidence or if he was just taken in for questioning or if he was taken in for a warrant or if he was taken in for, suspicious activity. I don't know.
He was arrested for stalking. I saw the mugshot.
That's a confirmation. Okay.
Yep. I saw the yeah. It was I saw it. And it was a $5,000 bond.
A $5,000 bond. Okay, well I think he's out already. If he's not out, like they're posting bond. I mean, that's what it's for, to post there. Like, people shouldn't get upset because both sides have been able to bond out rather quickly. So it shouldn't be, like, oh well, it's not fair or it's not that.
I think at this point what people need to realize too is the severity of the situation, and they need to stop. They need to stop the hate pages, all that stuff going on, stalking Vanessa, the banter back and forth online. It just needs to stop. Yeah, párale.
No, I agree.
Because you can see how far it's gone to where, and how much heinous acts somebody's been committing, and people have been in on that. Are they going to get? They're now can be an accomplice. They can get thrown in jail too for stuff also.
Yeah. Put the mugshot up. I'm not going to put the mugshot on. I know there's probably plenty of people. I'm sure Medusa.
He was smiling ear to ear in it.
Well, I know, like everyone's been doing that. Everyone who's been getting arrested throws out a smile because they know the other side's gonna watch it. They know it's gonna be, looked for and everything. So of course, I mean, Jaime smiled in his, Vanessa smiled in hers, John Allen smiled in his. Apparently, Ophelia smiled in hers. So that's just because everyone knows that it's gonna be on a page somewhere, and no one wants to look weak. No one wants to look scared. No one wants to look how they are feeling at that moment. So I'm sure that's the main cause of it. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, Frank's hands are dirty. I haven't really talked
Frank
to him
was a hot mate.
I've wanted to talk to Frank about it. I know, like, me and him are going back and forth commenting on each other's stuff. I have some questions for him. I have nothing to talk, like, just like how I'm having a conversation with you. Like, I want to have a conversation with Frank. It doesn't even have to be on live or anything. But about his side of all this.
Yeah.
I mean, it started somewhere. Frank may have started it, but I think it's the community, the viewers who continued it because I'm not defending Frank. I'm just saying, like, there's always someone saying, stream her. Same thing with Manny. It was stream her. go to court, like
Yeah,
go
but these
see what
people,
in court. And it's creators, and like I'm guilty of it too. Like I'll do something not to that extreme, but if I have a general population here asking like, hey, you should cover this or you should talk about this, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what give the people what they want kind of situation. um
well, they need to ask how much money was paid
so I think everyone's to blame there. It can't be just pointing the finger at one person who was providing the content that people were asking for. If it wasn't Frank, it would have been somebody else. I mean, Frank stopped, Manny picked that up. Frank had stopped at one point. I picked it up for a little bit too. I'm not just throwing it all on Manny or anything, but everyone's guilty of it.
And I told people for a long time, you leave that girl alone, and they didn't want to listen. And now look.
Yeah, and Frank stopped, and I think they're trying to draw him back into it, or they're
Frank's smart. He's not going to get in it. Yeah.
yeah, but they're trying to say like all this is happening, everyone's situation is because of Frank. I mean, certain people didn't have to open up a channel. Certain people didn't have to cover that as a topic.
I think Vanessa spoke her piece to Frank this morning with Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Vanessa spoke her piece. She sees how Frank realized he was a hot mic, and he was on the wrong end of the stick as a hot mic, and he realized where he was wrong, and he went dark. And remember, he's telling everybody, "I'm going to be a cocoon. I'm in a cocoon right now, and then I'm going to be a butterfly." He went dark. He stayed quiet. He found his faith again. He stayed practicing his faith, and right now he blogs with a God-loving heart. And excuse me, he's not getting into all that. And I don't see Frank getting back into it because he knows what he did was wrong, and he's sorry. And I don't see him coming back into it. I even saw Manny stop doing it, which was smart of him as well. And I'd been telling people for a long time, stop, leave her alone, leave her alone. And it's all come out about John Allen and how much he'd been paying people to stalk people.
It would be nice. Someone even said it would be heaven if all this just stopped. I don't think it is, because if there's money to be made, people are going to keep going. Even if it's just 32 cents a day or 32 cents a month, whatever the rate is to where you need to count pennies to survive, whatever, it's not going to stop as long as there's money to be made.
Well, I could tell you this. What matters more, that 32 cents a day or whatever, or do you want to go to jail for 5 years? What matters more to you? What means more, your freedom or the 32 cents a day to make stupid videos?
Yeah. I have someone private messaging me that wanted me to bring something up to you about something that you had said. Hold on, I'm just trying to read it all together here. Because I actually had like two people, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot though, it's just that they're bringing it up right now. About if you think Vanessa's done anything bad because you continue to praise her. I'm reading it from my phone real quick. Like, do you think that she's completely innocent, or that she's done bad and she just needs to be left alone?
I don't know. I'm not the judge and jury, so I couldn't tell you, and I don't know all the details, but I could tell you this. Preachers don't go into a prison for nothing. Everybody deserves light and love and the love of God and other people. They understand empathy, and I've told that before. I've said it before. I don't know if she's guilty or not, and that's not my business. That's a jury's business. Mm-hmm. I do know. I don't know what she's done for sure, because I don't have all the evidence in front of me. I haven't seen it all, but I'm also not the trial. I'm not the juror. Or the judge. Mm-hmm. So I can't comment on that. But what I can tell you is I saw a lot of disgusting people hate mongering on her for one man, John Allen, and it had been going on for years. And a few other people that I can comment on, because I know that's happening. Mm-hmm. But as far as Vanessa and her charges, I'm not the judge and jury on that. And I think she needs to handle that on her own and by herself and in peace. That girl's been through enough trauma. She's been through enough heartache, and she needs to be left alone. And I'm not doing this like I'm favoring her. I'm doing this as a God-fearing woman, somebody from the outside the box looking in. So if we're too much consumed on obsessing over Vanessa and she needs to no, you need to step back and look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. You know, you've got something not going on right here. If you keep harping on this girl, don't you have other things to be doing? Don't you have your own goals to be accomplishing? Don't you have your own job to be working? Don't you have your own kids to be watching instead of all going like an angry dog on this girl? That's what I'm telling you. And if they don't like my words about it, well, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And if you can't accept that truth, I don't know what to tell you. But you need to go live your life instead of worrying about this girl.
Okay. They're still typing. It's a little paragraph, so I'll wait till they're done.
Oh God.
No, it's not an attack. They're just silent viewers. I have silent viewers that are always messaging me, but this one specifically asked me to ask this question.
And I tell you this as a woman too. As a woman, you know, you want to see another woman get hurt like that? You got something wrong with you.
Mistakes were made.
Oh man, I brought the Vanessa out of me. That girl's got fire. She's power. You know, if they want to message me privately, you're welcome to. But I'm not gonna walk into one of your little landslides. I'm here to help people and get them to find the light and be a positive person, not continue on this hatred orchestrate that's been going on for so many years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is actually a good point. I'm going to try and answer this one as well, because I'm sure this is a question to both of us. That if that's the case with Vanessa, then shouldn't we understand and forgive all creators, since maybe they're all acting out of trauma as well? So they're saying maybe...
Which are you talking about? What creators?
We could talk about all of them, because I think this is a
You're talking about bloggers or people?
The different content creators, the different vloggers, bloggers, whatever you want to call them. I call them content creators. But shouldn't we understand and forgive all of them, since they all might be acting out of trauma? So what if Ophelia dealing with trauma? Like, do we forgive her just because we're forgiving Vanessa because of her trauma? What if he's spoken about, his upbringing, things that happened to him while he was younger and growing up? Do we forgive him as well, or is it just forgiving what's convenient? Is I think they're trying to get.
No, you be a loving person and you understand that you don't know what's going on in their mind and why they acted out like this, and you do give them understanding. And I'll tell you now, look, if you're doing wrong, you need to stop. You need to stop what you're doing. You need to go find God. You need to go worry about yourself. And that's it. You need to get out of this fighting, this online war. Yeah. How do they say it? Yahweh. Stop already. Stop. And I don't mean to be mean, but Ophelia started this 3 years ago, over 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3 years ago? She started this online war with Vanessa.
Yeah.
So she shouldn't be crying about it. She started it. And now that everybody's turned the tables because they realized what was going on her side and with certain people, she can't sit there crying. She can't sit there and say, no, you started this. And now that it came back at you, you don't like it. Now that somebody showed you what you've been up to, how it feels, you need to stop. You need to stop what you're doing. You need to worry about your kids and live your life. Yeah.
Okay, I get that, because they're bringing it up also. Like, what about Ophelia's trauma? What about her upbringing that maybe caused her to lash out at people the way people saw Vanessa lashing out in the beginning?
Well, I'll tell you what, if that was the case with Ophelia,
what if okay, they're saying they're done, but they're wrapping it up here. Hold on. And like, this isn't me coming after you or anything. This is just what someone.
No, I know. I'm pretty sure I know who's sending those messages. So I'm gonna tell you right now, publicly on live, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. If you have this trauma from your past, stop what you're doing. Go find God. Go get some love in your heart. Find the light. Go to your sister's church. Francis has a church. Go to Francis' church. Stop this war. And you go worry about you and your kids. That's all that matters. That's it. That's that.
Okay, yeah, that's what they were saying. that you're willing to forgive and forget with Vanessa. Can't everyone do that with Frank? Can't everyone do that with John Allen? Can't everyone do that with OM? Can't everyone do that with Annette? Since everyone might be having trauma. I mean, I had trauma as a kid, but I'm not.
That lady Annette, I feel bad for her. She came in at the tail end of things and she has no idea the history. But yes, all of them, every single one of them, stop what they're doing. You need to go to church. You need to figure out what's going on with you in your mind. You need to worry about your own business. You need to stay out of it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let my silent viewer know. Well, she's, of course, the silent viewer is watching, but I think the message was received there. I did see the message Adrian put out. I don't know if you saw that. I think Medusa shared it.
Her son?
Yeah, I think there was a post out there. I don't know if it's from him. I don't know if it was him or not. Everyone makes fake accounts nowadays. I've seen a fake account of me trolling on pages too.
Well, I'll tell you this: when it comes to people's kids, y'all have no business talking to them. Leave them alone. And I know Ophelia brings them on the show, but that's her fault for bringing them on the show. She shouldn't have brought them on the show so that people can attack them. She knows those boys have special needs. So she needs to stop what she's doing, and people need to stop contacting her kids, and they need to leave them alone.
Okay, and I mean, I've always thrown that out there. Like, kids should always be off limits. I know. Last time there was someone saying that I made a whole video talking about Ophelia's kids. I've never spoken about her kids. I spoke once about her son, but because I said he had a good taste in video games because he had the Nintendo Switch. I was like, hey, I love the Switch. I play myself. That was the only time I've ever mentioned anybody's kids. I never talked about Vanessa's kids. I've said it, like, I could have easily monetized and made a killing, like going over her arrest video, but I couldn't deal with watching, or listening to, her daughters in that video. Like, I even now, when I would watch it, I would watch it in clips. And now I don't go back and watch it. I know people have like covered it repeatedly over and over again. That's just me. I can't mess with anyone's kids. Like, I don't want to mess with anyone's kids. I don't want to bring them into it at all.
Well, I can see, she went after Frank's small children. These are just babies, man. Babies. She thought she was so cool on her show, making fun of them the way that she did. And that's just heinous. That's just wrong. Then Jaime, naturally, he went at her against her kids. To teach her a lesson. It don't feel good, does it? It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So everybody.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Like, I don't think they should have been brought in at all. Talking about the deceased, that's a whole nother level.
That's horrible.
Even if you dislike somebody, and I don't think I've ever hated anybody, but sure, there's been people that I prefer not to talk to, people that I prefer to avoid in all situations. I think even if they pass, like, I would still find something nice to say. I would still find something, to honor them in some way, not bash on them. That was like something that left a really bad taste in my mouth.
Well, this all falls down to one main thing. People lost their morals and manners in this world, and then they lost their faith. And when you find your faith in your morals and your manners, you wouldn't be acting like this. You wouldn't be acting like children. I see, a lot of us came to defense for Vanessa with John Allen and them and their heinous acts that they've been committing to protect her, because she wasn't getting the protection that she should have gotten. But at this point, John Allen's arrested. That's what everybody's been praying for. Somebody finally got this guy, and now everything needs to stop. Everybody needs to go and mind their own business. They need to worry about their own family. They need to worry about their own jobs. They need to just worry about themselves, and they need to go to church. And if you got to go to church 3 times a week to get it into you, then go to church 3 times a week, to get that into you.
This is just gonna cause more. This isn't gonna stop it. Unfortunately, church doesn't work for everybody. There's other outlets. There's other outlets for people to find peace, to find all that.
You're right.
I have my drawing. I have stuff like that I use for peace.
Find a
but
hobby. Find a hobby.
this isn't gonna stop. It didn't stop after the Halloween attack. It didn't stop after everyone got arrested that time in November. It didn't stop when people's houses have been shown. It's not, if that stuff didn't stop, this isn't gonna stop. If anything, this is probably
And
gonna piss off.
too.
It's gonna piss off one side. There might be a retaliation. I hope everyone is safe though, and that's just gonna cause the other side to retaliate back, and it's gonna
Well,
it's
if
gonna
they
go.
retaliate it back and they don't like words being said, that just shows again a narcissistic personality disorder. They can't take criticism, and then they're gonna go and they're gonna start acting the way that they act. They're gonna start doing stupid stuff, and go ahead and do it because you know what? You're showing everybody who you are. Keep acting like that. Everybody sees who you are. You're a bad person.
I don't know if you see that question that I have put up.
Do you think JA has something to do with 1224? Yeah, I sure do. I sure do 100%. You know, I heard some chatter
I've
that
heard this all hearsay. I mean, I've heard everything from Vanessa planned it herself to other people planned it to
nobody plans for that to happen.
to someone saying that there is a photo of Ophelia and someone else at the hotel right before it happened to all this stuff. I've heard all that stuff. I'm still waiting on someone, the person who told me that she was there right before it happened, to show proof. I'm keeping an open mind until then, but that's.
And if you get that proof, don't bring it on live. You just take that to the proper law enforcement.
Yeah. It's unfortunate what happened to her.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
She didn't deserve it. She, deserves to, serve for anything any bad that she has done. I think that she does need to at least answer for that stuff, but to the point of getting assaulted, I don't think anyone should be assaulted. Even those who have hated on me and attacked me and bashed me, I still hope nothing happens to them.
No, nobody wishes our harm like that on somebody. You got to have something wrong with you. If I heard Annette the other day was saying, I hope 20 people die every day. Girl, you've got problems. You got something wrong with your mind if you wish 20 people die a day. There's something wrong with you. You need help. If you need to see a therapist to figure out how to handle your anger management, then go for it. But no normal, right-minded person is going to wish that on people every day. That's not how a normal person thinks. So as many letters as she thinks she's written to the judges and Congress, and I don't know who she's been writing all these letters to, from what I've heard, show them the clip, and then they're going to see she's got some mental health issues.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help your cause at all.
Yeah, that's a whole other subject, and I think I could go on and on about that subject, but
you and I could talk for hours.
I could really get into it, but I don't want to become one of them. So I keep my opinions to myself. I'll share my opinions with, my wife. Me and her, we'll talk about like, oh, well, I hear this is going on. This person sent me this screenshot. Look at what someone sent me here. But like, I don't really put it here online. Like, I'll talk about how I feel about it rather than, the rumors.
I think everybody needs to put a time out. Everybody needs to get a pop out and stop the war.
And
yeah.
And I know I haven't done anything to that extent because I'm not a criminal. I've passed all my background checks. I still am certified with the state of Texas for law enforcement. So something like that doesn't,
even me, depending on a contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to pass FBI background checks for my jobs at times. So yeah, no, we don't get into those heinous acts.
And I still got my certificate. I need to do my certifications by September of this year if I want to keep my license. But hey, I still got it there. Once you have that, they are constantly checking on you. Because if I so much steal a candy bar and get like a Class C theft, I'll lose my license. So the fact that I still have it and I could still, practice with it means that I'm doing pretty good. So I can honestly say I'm not a criminal and I don't participate in any criminal activities.
And unfortunately, it's so sad. Jaime, he's a good guy, and he's trying to stop the abuse from Vanessa and these people. And unfortunately, he got arrested, and it was just a horrible thing. He was doing the right thing. Oh, Jaime, sorry, he was doing the right thing. He wants to help people. And man, what happened was just horrible.
Yeah, and
But I'm
I'm
sure.
throwing this out there, and like either side could use this because
Oh yeah.
it applies to everyone. Like it could be used by anyone. I'm sure they'll use it because I know stuff I've said on here gets used by other platforms and they take the credit for it when it's not an original thought. It was my thought. But being arrested doesn't always make you guilty. There's plenty of people who are innocent who are arrested and have to, do a night or two in the
Mm-hmm.
jail cell and stuff like that. So
And the charges get dropped
just,
later
just
on because there's enough evidence to prove it.
yeah. So because they want to, this is going back to everyone being picky on who they see as a criminal. The way I see it, innocent or the way I see it, if you're booked, you're a criminal because you're given an FBI number when you're booked. So you're already put into the TCIC, which is the Texas database, and the NCIC, which is the national database. So there already is there. Even if you're innocent of the crime, that doesn't go away. That doesn't get wiped out. It might be closed to where people can't access it as easily, but it's still going to be there.
Well, they can mask it. Well, depending on what the charge is, they can either have it, as long as it's not a class 3 felony, it can be expunged. And if it's a class 3 felony or higher, and it can't be expunged, then if they do well in deferred execution or something of that nature,
yeah, like it can be expunged to where it won't show up when they run.
Right.
When they run, what is it called? Because I used to run it all the
APHIS.
time. It's a QA. I forgot what it stands for, but it's called a QA. A rap sheet. That's what it is. Even if you get it expunged, it won't show up there, but your name will still be in the database saying, "Hey, you've been arrested for something before." Your fingerprint ID will still come out there. The charge might not be there, but you're still in a database full of criminals. And that's not a bad thing. If you're a criminal and you've turned your life around, kudos to you. One of the DAs from Corpus Christi was a known gang member. He has gang member affiliations. He has the gang tattoos. He had been arrested multiple times, and now he's a DA. Like, so you could turn your life.
He changed his life around. Yes.
Yeah. So don't just hang on to oh, I'm a criminal, so I'm going to keep doing these criminal activities. Everyone deserves to be better and do better.
Like I said before, everybody deserves compassion and understanding and loyalty. Telling them that if they're wrong, but helping them change their life to become a better person, the best version of themselves. And that's why even with Vanessa, I prefer light and love. And I'll do the same thing with John Allen. John Allen, stop what you're doing. Go home to your wife. You need to stay home, and you need to figure yourself out, and you need to get yourself straight again.
And they said, I wouldn't doubt they try and find out where you work and call both employers. It happened to me. I had I got called into work because it was Vanessa who had called into my work. They played me the tape. They say, do you know this person? I explained yes. I showed my manager the videos, and I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing it off the clock though, so it's like my personal time. And she's like, okay, I just wanted to get your side of the story for the report, and then we'll close it in case she calls again. We could respond to her. She never called back again, so I'm not really worried about that. I make it very known to people I work with, like, that I do have this platform. I'm not saying it's like a big thing. It's like, hey, I have a hobby that might bring a little attention, but I'm doing everything by the book. I'm not stepping over like any legal boundaries or anything like that. Haven't heard any complaints, so it's all good with me. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, as long as your employer knows, that you're a blogger or a digital creator, and you're not getting involved in heinous acts or putting things out there online with a digital footprint that are ugly words, heinous stuff, then you're fine. But if you're doing stuff you're not supposed to and you show it to an employer, they're not going to want you. Why? Because they feel like outside of your clock, you still represent this company. And that's not what the company's values and morals are. So not gonna work for you, And I apologize, y'all. I came up with makeup. It's nighttime.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Devoted creator. Yeah, that happens. I have a friend that I went to high school with, to where she's on a board for her law firm for I don't know the exact name of the board, but it's basically Latina lawyers. It's like a board there. It's like a community and stuff. One of the guys there on the board had been arrested multiple times, and now he's on the board of a legal firm. Like, you shouldn't let something like that change it.
Yeah, just because you've gotten in trouble in the past, don't feel like that's your mark for life.
That's me. I
Find a good lawyer to mask it, expunge it, and turn your life around. Everybody can do it. Everybody. And again, that's why there's preachers in the prisons to help people change their life around, because that's what God would want.
Yeah. I mean, I could throw it out there too. I have a family member who
Good night, or Jaime. We love you.
hi Ruby. I have a family member who was in prison in my life, at least, more than he was out of prison. He would, get out, be out for like a month or two, end up going back, and it was just a rotating thing for him. But he turned his life around, and he's on his way to opening his own barbershop. Like, he mastered that craft while he was in there. He went to barber school. The instructors didn't know what to do with him because he knew just as much as they did. He was taking on instructing the class himself, and he's turned himself around, and like, that's amazing. That's a story to look up to. Like, just because those are your cards that have been dealt, don't mean you have to play them. You could just create your own way after that. No one wants to hire
And Jaime,
liability.
for example, we just talked about Jaime the last time. That look at Jaime. He was a very bad drug addict. He had an addiction, and he found God. And with the love of his family, he's been able to, and friends, he's been able to change his life around. And look how good he's doing. Yes, he got arrested with the Vanessa stuff, but he was just trying to be a great friend. Got thrown into some fire, And I've told Jaime before, I would have told you not to go over there. I would have told you, But I'm not going to harp on him about it because he's trying to do what he can from a loving heart, and that's Jaime, And so if you want to see somebody who has had really bad addictions and bad things going on in their life, and they're able to find God and change their life around, that's Jaime. And Jaime's doing what he's doing right now to teach people a lesson and to get Vanessa safe. And people need to see that. And when you open your eyes, John Allen getting arrested right now is a big eye opener of why Jaime's been fighting so hard for so long.
Yeah, and I need to reach out to Jaime. I need to talk to him. Jaime, if you're still here, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow. I have some questions for you about all this, just so I could get your side of the story before I say anything else.
And I'm glad what we did and the other victims. And if there's more victims, we got more receipts. And all those receipts never get their face asked for. Take those receipts to law enforcement on what John Allen would stalk people or what other criminal activity that they've been doing, and take it to the proper law enforcement, because this needs to stop.
No, I completely agree. But I think that's gonna be it. I don't think I had anything else to say. It was gonna be a short video because, like I said, I think someone wished that on me because I'm not feeling too hot right now.
I'm sorry, honey. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and.
You have any closing arguments, sir, before the end of our show?
No, just that I'm gonna go and cuddle up in bed. I think my wife's waiting for me, and I'm just gonna pass out.
Yes.
I have work tomorrow and all that crazy stuff. So thank you everyone who stopped by. Hopefully this video gets monetized quicker than the other one. The other one took a while to get monetized, so I can go ahead and donate that stuff to charity, and we could do some good out of this bad stuff that's happening. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you all later.
You broke up.